And we back. Now today's video we're about to start something that we may do regularly on this channel depending on how y'all receive it, and that is weekly awards. I know the NBA already has Player of the Week and then Rookie of the Month, but what about all the other awards? See, I'm here to give love to all the other people. You know? So if y'all like this, we'll come back next Tuesday because it has been a complete week since the NBA season started, which is weird because so much has happened in the week. We have so many good games. We've had so many storylines. We had players, throwing punches, and that's why we got my boy Rondo Test back here. We had players throwing punches and everything, but it's only been a week into the season, and that's why we love this league. This year has been different than previous years because teams are scoring a lot more. The pace of the NBA through week one is ridiculously. It is setting all-time records, and something tells me this is how it's going to be for the entire season. So those high-scoring games that you're getting from your favorite players or your favorite teams are going to stay, And players like me that really like defense, we're going to get our defense, but it's mostly going to come late in the games or in overtimes and things like that. So I got the traditional awards: Player of the Week, Rookie of the Week, SixMan of the Week, Most Improved Player of the Week, Coach of the Week, Defensive Player of the Week, and then we got some other subcategories that I made up myself. In the comment section below for future videos, let me know what other subcategories you'd like to see me do. But let's get into the most important one, Player of the Week. All right, y'all. So my Player of the Week is going to be a little bit different than a lot of people. It is Kyle Lowry. Whoa. So as you can see, I didn't really go with the guy that's putting up the best stat line through 1 week. But Kyle Lowry right now is playing like a superstar. I have to admit, personally, each year I kind of doubt Kyle Lowry because he seems like one of those players that eventually he's going to fall off. So when I'm ranking my top point guards, or just ranking players in NBA, I got to admit, I kind of snub Kyle Lowry a bit. But he's come out through week one and it's been guns blazing. Through the amount of games, he's still shooting 60%, shooting 57% from three, and those are a high value. Kyle Lowry's taking a lot of shots this year, and I like it because he's making it. And then we had the one game against the Wizards where Kawhi Leonard sat out because y'all know Kawhi Leonard's still messing with that. It's not really an injury, but he's going to rest a bunch this season to get back in shape and things like that. Kyle Lowry led them against the Wizards and put up like a 28-point, 14-assist type game while still shooting crazy efficient. Now, the reason he is my number one player or my Player of the Week is because he has been playing spectacular and his team has been too, and they are undefeated, and right now they are the best team in the Eastern Conference. 1 week into it. Then my second guy for Player of the Week is Stephen Curry. We always, or at least for the past couple of years, we don't really talk about Stephen Curry when it comes to MVP anymore, which doesn't make much sense. Stephen Curry should be an MVP candidate every single year. And I guess I kind of understand why he doesn't get as much love anymore. Is because now he's got Kevin Durant, and maybe one game Kevin Durant drops 40, the next game Stephen Curry does. But Stephen Curry through the first week of the season has consistently been great, and he deserves some love. So if he continues this type of play, he deserves to be in MVP conversations, regardless if you love or hate the Golden State Warriors. And then third was the guy that actually won Player of the Week, and that was Nikola Jokic. Saturday night, Nikola Jokic put up one of the best stat lines I have ever seen, but nobody was talking about it because Rondo decided to spit on Chris Paul. The whole world was talking about this fight instead of that. Nikola Jokic put up 35 points. I think it was 11 rebounds and 12 assists or something like that with no turnovers, without missing a field goal. He did miss one free throw. Can't miss free throws, and I'm talking to more than Jokic, He missed one free throw, but it was like the best triple-double I've ever seen. The most efficient triple-double imaginable. No turnovers and without missing a shot. Nikola Jokic and his squad are at the top of the Western Conference, and I love it. Whenever they're watching, I'm tuning in. Let's get to Rookie of the Week, though. So far, my Rookie of the Week is going to Trae Young. And it was close between Trae Young and Luka Doncic, who got traded for each other. But number one, I'm going Trae Young. He's averaging 22 points per game and like 8 assists. And one of my co-hosts mentioned that he's also only averaging a few turnovers. And one thing I got to admit that I thought that Trae Young's going to come into the season and he's going to be inconsistent, which he kind of has been so far. But I thought he was definitely going to turn the ball over a lot more than he has because they give him that ball. He is their playmaker, and he's going to be their playmaker for years to come. And you think about a 19-year-old kid coming into the NBA going against the competition, you would think he's going to turn the ball over more than he does, but he does not turn the ball over that much, which is great. And even though he takes a lot of shots, he's still being really fairly efficient from the field. Gotta love what Trae Young is doing so far. And then we got Luka Doncic with number 2. Luka has a lot of stats that don't show up on the stat sheet. I watched him play against the Bulls last night, and he had what we call hockey assists, where he'll pass to somebody and then they'll pass to somebody to get the assist. Luka don't get no credit for that, but he created the play to lead to somebody else getting an assist. And that's one thing he does well. He's very unselfish with the ball. I saw him on a fast break yesterday, and instead of going for the easy layup, he decided he wanted to throw it behind the back oop to Dennis Smith Jr. It didn't finish with the dunk like we expected it to, but that unselfishness is something that I like. So he's my number 2. And number 3 is Jaren Jackson Jr. What can I say? Off the bench against the Atlanta Hawks, he had the best game of his regular season career. And now with JaMychal Green being out, he's going to be, stepping up for that power forward spot. So those are my top 3. There are other guys that got some consideration. Of course, DeAndre Ayton, but he's kind of been here or there with his games. But those 3 guys have consistently been solid. 6th man of the week is JJ Redick. I still believe that JJ Redick should be starting. I still believe that. Zach Lowe had this to say. So Zach Lowe, if you don't know who he is, he's one of the smartest NBA brains in the world. If you're not following him on Twitter or listening to his podcast, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're a real NBA fan. But this is something he brought to my attention, or to the attention of his entire timeline. Is Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, when they're on the court with Markelle Fultz, their net rating is close to -12. And when they're on the court without Markelle Fultz, their net rating is 28.1. I know we're weak into the season, but this stat shows that when Markelle Fultz, Joel Embiid, and Ben Simmons are on the court together, offensively, they're not good. Their offensive rating is just an 86. But with Markelle on the bench and JJ Redick in the lineup, it's a 108. That means something just so we get to the season, but he said himself he's going to be checking it every few days, and I can agree with that. I still believe that JJ Redick is the best starter for them in that situation, and the stats show it too right now. But again, JJ Redick's coming off the bench, so that's why he is my 6th man of the week. He's averaging close to 20 points per game, and of course, JJ Redick is going to be an efficient shooter because he's one of the best shooters we have in the NBA. So he is my player of the week, or my 6th man of the week. And then below that, I have Julius Randle. A lot of people question the signing of Julius Randle with the Pelicans, and I was not one of those people. I completely believe that Julius Randle and Anthony Davis would be able to coexist, and they have. Of course, they're not playing together that much because he's kind of that fill-in role for when Anthony Davis is on the bench, but when they are playing together, they make it work. You would think that that team wouldn't have space in with Julius Randle, Anthony Davis on the court together. They make it work, and Julius Randle has been stellar for them off their bench. Got to show some love to Nico, too, who started him, but, he deserves some type of nod. Julius Randle's been solid. I don't have a number 3 right now for the 6th man award. Top 2 is enough. Most improved player. There's one name that should come to mind, and if it doesn't come to your mind, you're really tripping. That's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is averaging 30 points per game while also shooting 61-62% from the field. That is crazy. We knew that Zach LaVine was going to come out and score the ball a lot. Watched him all last year, at least when he was healthy, and I knew that he was poised, or he was destined to have a great scoring season when he was 100% healthy. But never did I expect him to be shooting 60% from the field. Last night, he hit like 2 or 3 step-back threes in defenders' faces. And I'm thinking to myself, if that's part of Zach LaVine's game now, also GG. He's destined to have a great year or a great future with the Chicago Bulls. And right now, what I love is that he's shutting a lot of people up. When the Bulls matched that contract that the Sacramento Kings gave him, that's giving him $19.5 million a year, people laughed at the Bulls like, yo, Zach LaVine ain't worth that much. But he's playing like that. He's still not a good defender. That is okay. I'm okay with a person not being a good defender, especially if they're giving you 30 a game. And that's exactly what Zach LaVine is doing. I don't think this is going to keep up. I don't think he's going to average 30 throughout the season. I don't think he's going to shoot 61-62% through the season. But if he can continue to drop 20-25 points per game, this is about to be a year that he's going to win Most Improved Player. He would be another Bull after Jimmy Butler to win Most Improved Player. So I'm just extremely excited for the way he has been playing. He's one of the few bright spots right now in the Bulls. Some of the other players that we've been knocking on or been hoping on haven't really been done that. And now we just got the news before I hit record that Chris Dunn is out for 4 to 6 weeks. He literally played 1 game and he got injured. Oh well, when Chris Dunn and Lowry come back, we're about to be fun, super fun to watch, and we're already fun to watch. And then second most improved player, an ex-Bull, Nico Mirotic. How can I not give him love? Through 2 games, he put up like 30-plus point games each. Again, shooting super efficiently. We know that this is not going to keep up. He's not going to average 30. He may not even average 20. But through 1 week, he has been incredible for them. Last year, they were the #1 pace team in the league. They were the fastest playing team in the league. This year, they're number 3. but they're continuing their goal of getting up and down the court. When you got players like Julius Randle and you got players like Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday who are super athletic and super fast, you need to complement that with some great three-point shooting. Niko Mirotic is the perfect fit. Defensive player of the week is kind of tough because I don't really like gauging defense based on blocks per game or assists or steals per game, because that don't really usually tell the full story. But I'm just gonna go with a guy that I've watched all of this season and still playing great defensively, and that's Kawhi Leonard. It's an easy way out, but I really don't know if any other player that I would put up there. Players like Rudy Gobert haven't been really great so far. Again, only a week into the season. And Anthony Davis could be somebody that I could put on the list, but right now I'm sticking with Kawhi Leonard. Coach of the week, it's Mike Malone. Mike Malone got the Nuggets playing defense. For the past 2 seasons, the Nuggets have been a great offensive team, but they have not been able to defend anything. Last year, they were just 1 game away from missing or making the playoffs, but they couldn't defend, and they lost more games than they probably should have. And some of that has to do with their defensive anchor, Paul Millsap, being out for 44 games. But the year before that, they were a bottom defense too. But right now, as we're recording this video, they are the #1 defense in the league. If we look at their games, they have held the Clippers under 100 points, the Suns under 100 points, and then the Warriors under 100 points. That is extremely impressive for a team that we thought that was going to come into the season and maybe be an average defense but a great offense. Right now it's the other way around through 1 week. They're great defense and an average offense. I love it, Mike Malone. If you could flip that switch and have them defend all season, this is about to be a year that y'all win 55 plus games. And then second on my coach of the year is Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse should have won coach of the year last year, but Dwayne Casey got it because he was the head coach. But the rumor has it, or I guess it's kind of been proven, that the new offense that the Toronto Raptors are doing was orchestrated by Nick Nurse. And now he's the head coach, and the offense looks even better. The most disappointed team in the league for me so far have been the Cleveland Cavaliers. I didn't think they were going to be a great team, but I thought they were going to be a decent team. And right now, they're just not playing like that. And it kind of ties into my most disappointed player so far, which is Kevin Love. He's only shooting like 30% from the field, and he is their go-to guy. And that's the reason why they have not played well. They don't have the defenders anymore. Like, that team right now is very disappointing. Maybe this is a year that they take a step back and tank more. I don't know. Cal Korver's not really getting minutes, and they could use the extra shooter. I don't know what's going on in that front office or that locker room, because J.R. Smith, even on Instagram, was talking to a fan. So a fan asked J.R. Smith, why aren't you playing it like enough? And he said, ask the coaching staff, or something similar to that. So things may be going down in Cleveland, and they've been super disappointing to me so far. They lost to the Hawks, you know. Can't really excuse that. And we are going to end the video off there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know other categories you'd like to see me do. I was going to do most surprising team, but I think the most surprising team would just be the Denver Nuggets, and I talked about why they were surprising already. But other categories you'd like to see me do, serious or non, I'll try my best. If you did enjoy the video, you want to see next week of this, just let me know by leaving a like and leaving a comment. This has been Kenny. I'll be back tomorrow with something super fun. I've been working on it for a few days now, so hopefully it's done by tomorrow. Peace. Just leave it at that. Peace.